Hello, friends. Welcome to Sermon Extra from Edgemont UMC. I'm Pastor Henry. Thank you so much for joining us for this little bit of time where we talk about something that I wasn't able to put in the sermon. This past week, we talked about calling out to the Lord, and we used the example of David. David, who was a king in Israel, who was also a prolific hymn writer, songwriter, and who wrote a tremendous amount of psalms. And one of the things, we've talked about this previously, but I just want to reemphasize, if you're struggling with how to pray, you don't know how to pray, what the words to say, you need maybe something to jumpstart you, praying a psalm is a wonderful way to find words in a situation where maybe words just escape you. It can help jumpstart our brain. It can give the Holy Spirit a chance something to work in us. It's a wonderful thing to do. And so to do this, I picked out one of my favorite Bibles. It's not a fancy one. It's an NRSV Bible that I used in seminary. You can see it's pretty beat up at this point. But why this is one of my favorites, and one I use for notes a lot, is if you can see the way the Psalms have little headings. Some of those chapter headings are they added, but then underneath it has a description of who this psalm was by. For instance, that one that I was showing you, Psalm 54, says, "To the leader with stringed instruments, a maskil of David, when the Ziphites went and told Saul, David is hiding among us." And you'll see a lot of them that have that same kind of thing. For instance, if you look at Psalm 51, one that's very popular during Lent, it says, "For the director of music, a psalm of David, when the prophet Nathan came to him after David had committed adultery with Bathsheba." And so I'm bringing all of those up because David wrote these psalms, which are like a praise song almost, some that are more like a prayer. He wrote these at different times of his life under very different circumstances. We had one that he was on the run from Absalom. There's one for when the temple is going to be dedicated. I like this one. This is Psalm 57. The heading says, "Praise and Assurance Under Persecution." The instructions are, "To the leader, to the tune of Do Not Destroy, of David, a miktam," which we think is probably a musical term that we're just not sure of what it means, "when he fled from Saul in the cave." And it says, "Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me, for in you my soul takes refuge. In the shadow of your wings I will take refuge until the destroying storms pass by. I cry to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. He will send from heaven and save me. He will put to shame those who trample on me." And then it has the word Selah, which means pause. "God will send forth his steadfast love and his faithfulness. I lie down with lions that greedily devour human prey. Their teeth are spears and arrows. Their tongues are sharp swords. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They set a net for my steps. My soul was bowed down. They dug a pit in my path, but they have fallen into it themselves. Selah. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and make melody. Awake, my soul. Awake, O harp and lyre. I will awake at the dawn. I will give you thanks, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing praises to you among the nations. For your steadfast love as high as the heavens, your faithfulness extends to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth." You know, I love that. David was in a dark trial in his life, and he wasn't afraid to say so. And yet, in the midst of it, David praised the Lord. It makes me think of that Casting Crowns song, "I will praise you in this storm." We live in a stressful time, and it's so important to, when we are stressed, to cry out to God. And if you find yourself wanting to cry out but not having the words to say, I encourage you to check out some of these Psalms of David. Use the headings. Find one that was going on, what was going on in his life by those headings, and you can use that as a way to find words to what may be going on in yours. Thank you again for stopping in as always, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.